Mother's mad at me for planning to get a tattoo in a few days. I'm 18, so I started to plan my tattoo. When I told my father, he said go for it. When I told my mom, she said no. It doesn't matter, you're 18. This tattoo is going to be paid with my own money. First I told my dad and then my mother a few days later, and just like before, my father was chill, but my mom was mad. She started yelling at me for lying. This isn't how I raised you. You're a child. You can't make these choices. I thought things cooled down, but I was watching Netflix with my grandma, and I'm fucking panicking because my grandma's a big Christian who doesn't agree with modern trends like LGBTQ and BLM. Ooh, you should kill your grandma. Trends. Yeah, that's the part that got me. My mom basically tells my grandma about my plan. Now I have both of them yelling at me. Mom is trying to guilt trip me by saying how much she does to support me and pays the bills, as well as trying to gaslight me into believing that I lied to her. At this point, I'm done and hang up the phone just to try to leave the house, but got interrupted by my stepfather pulling up his truck saying he'll stop my mom and just to head home because it's dark, so I do. Once I get home, I cry just for being upset. This got rough really quick, yeah, definitely. But I really want to know if I'm in the wrong about this and just overreacting about the threats and guilt tripping from my mom and grandma, or do I have a right to be upset about it? Firstly, you have a right to be upset about anything. You have a right to feel your own emotions. That's the most basic of it, right? My parents both didn't want me to get any tattoos, and just in case you guys haven't seen, you might have seen them during Koijesus, I have a little dumpling down here. I have a matching tattoo with my best friend. It's mirrored, but it says, "Oh well," with a little slanted face. And I have the marker from Dead Space. Neither of my parents wanted me to get tattoos, right? I think she screwed up by asking permission to get a tattoo. That I agree with. I think that you screwed up by asking for permission to do something with your own body, with your own money, on your own time, just because your parents don't believe in it. If I went up to my dad what does my dad not like? My dad doesn't like streaming services, specifically music streaming services. He's a bit of a weirdo. He wants to own all of his music. If I went up to my dad and said, "Hey dad, I'm thinking about getting Spotify. Should I get a Spotify?" And he starts going off on me, that part is on me. Like, yeah, I could have told that I shouldn't ask permission, right? That part's obvious. It's your money, it's your body, it's your tattoo, it's on your time. They can't tell you what to do on that front. I don't know what advice to give you. The bottom question is, am I overreacting about the threats, or do I have a right to be upset about it? You do have a right to be upset about it. I went through this situation as a parent. My son turned 18 earlier this year. A couple months after his birthday, he came to my husband and I asked if we would be okay with getting a tattoo. I told him it was up to him, but to make sure he's positive about it. That is a big thing. That is also a big thing. You're 18, 19. Make sure you're getting a tattoo that you want to get. If you asked me at 15 what tattoo I wanted to be my first tattoo, I would have said something fucking stupid probably. This was my first tattoo. The "Oh well" tattoo. This was my first tattoo. My boyfriend fell asleep. I want to save his game for him. Aww. I can't even give advice because there's, 500 comments. This is so cute. This is so cute. I love this. I don't know what to do about my relationship with my girlfriend. Myself and my girlfriend met in the spring of last year during our track season. We seemed to really like each other. She was the first person I can say that I loved, but at about our 9-month mark, things became more noticeable and reoccurring, specifically her anger issues. I try to be the best boyfriend I can, take her out, get her gifts, go on dates, the usual couple things. We're busy people, but we make it work, and if we feel something is off, we talk about it and come to a solution. Good. For the better part of the last 2 months, her anger issues have just been getting worse and worse. We tried everything from meditation to medication, and she just doesn't change. It's to the point where I can see my life with her, and I want her forever. I know I'm young and it sounds stupid. It doesn't sound stupid. People have that inclination sometimes. It's gotten to the point where I just cry every night, and that would be on a normal day. I don't know why I cry. I just find myself in a deep state where I feel like we're not working. I know her family well, with her mother being like my second mother. If your relationship is making you cry every day, then you should break up. I hate to just hop off of Bethany Fitness here. If your relationship is making you cry every day, you should break up. Take some time apart. Go to college. You can give her the ultimatum bit. You can say, hey, look, you need to chill out. You need to get medicated and go to therapy, or else I'm gonna break up with you. You can try that. You can just flat out break up with her. You can say, hey, let's go on a break, work on ourselves. You're 18 and 17. If this isn't the person for you, then that person will come eventually. And even if they don't, you can rest easy knowing that you're not in a relationship that makes you cry every night. Take care of yourself first, because one of the worst mistakes that you can make as a person, as a boyfriend, as a partner, is thinking that somebody else's wants and needs come before yours. I've made that mistake, and that's why I'm telling you not to. How do I cut ties with my mom's aside? Having any of them mention how skinny or small I am makes me tense. I barely talk openly, so the only thing that's changed is I'm able to voice my opinions and feelings without turning my feelings down whenever they have an opposing opinion. I had a planned pregnancy, and it was very disappointing how I didn't feel the love and support I thought a pregnant woman should have by my family. After I gave birth, the texts came flooding in. I continued to put my boundaries of only wanting to share things when I wanted to, not when it's asked. My grandma wanted pictures and wondered why I didn't show pictures of my baby's face. I only shared photos of her face to my mom, siblings, and the younger uncle. When I posted my pregnancy, for another example, on Facebook, one of my uncles put an angry reaction, but removed it. That's just weird. I felt so rejected and judged. He's stuck on the I'm not married, but got pregnant. Oh, okay. Yeah, fucking loser. I didn't even want my child around them until they actually changed, and my fiance gave me a question I didn't even think about. Why would I want to put my child in the same environment in which I felt like I didn't have a voice, felt judged, and felt negative about my change? I want to just let them go because a relationship with them has affected my mental health and caused so much stress for me. How do I cut ties with them, even if it's just for now? I don't have a lot of contact with my family, but I also just don't have a big family that I've ever been close with anyway. I just don't have a huge family. I have my dad, my brother, and my grandma, and then like some aunts and uncles that I just don't talk to, and I've never talked. The reason for that is because my parents didn't talk to them because they were not good at the time. There was a lot of drama, there was a lot of drugs and other bad things, and so the uncle that I do talk to now is clean, has a kid, lives with my dad, lovely guy, great guy. But like I have uncles that I don't talk to because they're just not good people, and so by removing them from their lives, my parents also removed them from my life, right? So that's a big piece of advice that I can give to this person is your boyfriend's right. If they were so terrible to you throughout the years or even just throughout your pregnancy, why put your kid in that situation? Why give them the opportunity to hurt your child? How to actually go about doing it is just tell them that you don't want to talk to them ever again. I don't know. It's pretty easy. You're gonna feel bad. You're gonna feel like a shut-in, but stop going to family gatherings. Stop answering their calls. Stop answering their texts. Remove them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's really easy to cut people off, and people don't think about it. You can very, very easily get rid of people in your life by simply not talking to them. Very easily. There are people that I was friends with who, for one reason or another, stopped talking to me. I don't know if it was just like they stopped reaching out, they had stuff they were dealing with, or maybe they thought that I was an evil person. But they stopped talking to me, and I just don't talk to them anymore. Friends that I had from kindergarten all the way to the end of high school, right? Just don't talk anymore. And I mean, if a natural falling out can happen, an unnatural falling out can happen. That's my advice. Just have a falling out. How can I have clear thinking to make a decision? I have to make crucial decisions which will change my life entirely in a matter of short time. My mind is blurry and I can't think clearly. Drink a lot of alcohol, okay? A lot of alcohol. You're gonna drink a fuck ton, and then you're gonna like write down all the pros and cons, and you're gonna make a decision drunk. You're gonna wake up the next morning, you're gonna drink a big glass of water, you're gonna have a nice, healthy breakfast, you're gonna sober the fuck up after drinking, and you're gonna look at your pros and cons list, and you're gonna look at what drunk you decided, and you're gonna say, yeah, I agree with this. Or you're gonna be like, no, that's actually really stupid, why would I have decided that based on this pros and cons list? And then you can make a clear decision after that. Second heartbreak as bad as the first one. How do you get through heartbreak? Feel like I'm not gonna recover from this. You will. 3 years down the drain. Oh well. My first heartbreak was my last partner, and we only dated for 8 months. I've been crying so much, I have a migraine, still can't stop, I can't eat, sleep, I just feel emotionally wrecked right now. that's going to happen, especially whenever a relationship ends, like, blindsidedly. Like, I mean, if you kind of feel it coming, you're able to, like, emotionally process that still during the relationship. You feel someone becoming cold, distant. But whenever you're blindsided, it's really hard to move on. But what you need to do is you need to just keep moving forward, because things do get easier with time, believe it or not. I know it's so cliche to say that, but genuinely, you just keep going, because there's no reason not to. Right? Even if you die alone, you should enjoy the time that you have alone. You should love the person that you are more than anyone else can possibly love you. There you go.